Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our, what day is it? Thursday morning trading room. Hold on here a second. Okay. So here, taking a look, reviewing the daily. I always like to start with a broader view of the market. This was yesterday's session. A little bit of a roller coaster, actually. The day turning out not to be as strong as I anticipated. I thought we were going to see more of this kind of ordeal happening. We're going to see a few bullish days backing up, but it was rather short-lived, which is, well, maybe not that good for the buyers. We do have some, looks like reasonably strong support around the 7,100 range. And well, we're right smack dab into some pretty serious resistance here around 7,200. So a relatively tight little trading range for the market right now. With most pullbacks, they do tend to occur for about 3 days before the market will attempt to resume the trend. Now that, of course, just a rule of thumb. All right, let's take a look here now. In a little bit more detail on the Eagle. For those of you who like your first in-sync Eagle signal, well, my goodness, it worked out well here this morning. A nice little green bar sell right on the opening buzzer, right off of the hard edge on the Eagle trading band. That is definitely in sync, and a great little move lower, already finding your high probability profit objective to start the day. Wow. You could be done. We're less than 5 minutes into the day, and your trading could be done for the day. You Raptor owners, like I said, you need not feel left out, because you can do the same thing. You can look for your first in-sync signal to start the day, and that would have been right here, either your number 1 or number 3 signal. And that one too, easily finding your high probability target. I tend to maybe give the market a little bit more wiggle room. The overall trend is up, so I would probably favor a buying opportunity. Well, let's see, if you wanted to get involved early, I don't usually, but here we go. We've got ourselves a nice little trend change signal occurring here on the Falcon, and with a second push opportunity. I'm going to get my exit order out of the way for now. Turn my chart trader on, and I'm going to cancel that order because now my buying attempt has been spoiled. My trend line has changed color. We'll keep watching this though. Trade Forecaster says we are in trend mode. Oh, okay. Now we're getting the break. All right. Let's see if I get a little bit of a pullback here, get a new trend change signal. There's the bar against. Come on. Okay, there's the bar against. So the next buy signal that develops will be my trend change signal. the trend line again going from red to green. We've got the green warning dot. And I'm just going to anticipate the signal is going to produce right here near this swing high. And because it's early and we are in trend mode, how about we try to run it out a little bit? See if we can't get a little giddy up. So we're at the median line, and I'm going to look to try to take profit. Maybe I won't be quite so ambitious. We'll take it here before 72.50, which was a, anytime you hit those values in the 50s, the whole numbers and the half values tend to have a little bit more psychological resistance associated with them. Okay, I'm going to take the trade to break even now. We have hit our swing target. And when we hit 10 points, we will have hit our trend target. All right, now I'm going to start to get a little bit more aggressive with my trailing my stops. And all I'm doing, these bars with these tails to them, I'm trailing below them. And as we get closer to the profit target, if we get closer to the profit target, I'll become even more aggressive with my stops because there's likely to be some sort of reaction as we get near the primary resistance zone. And hey, I just don't want to give up any more profit. Call me old-fashioned. Okay, not bad. See, once we hit that those 10 points, those $200, if you're not trading the NASDAQ, when the market moves about $200, it will have a tendency to make some sort of reaction. Now, I might have ditched early on that, but I was not prepared to leave $200 in the open, unprotected. I'm not looking for that big of a move. That's just not the trading style that suits me. And of course, you have to work with what suits you. So there's my $200 move, double what I would normally look at. That could be a one and done for me. All right, thanks for coming out, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. But of course, if we're trading multiples, that was $200 on a single contract. It could have been 400 with 2 contracts, 600 with 3, 1,000 with 5. That's where you want to get yourself. You want to get yourself into that position where you can trade multiples. Okay, here we're getting a number one signal because we are so close to this high. A second push opportunity might be the way to go on this one. So you could even just manually throw your just in case order to buy up here. If the trend is really up, well then the market should continue up, should it not? And now things are actually looking a little dodgy. When the signal printed, the Bollingers were in sync, but now the Bollingers have fully turned over. I think I'm going to cancel that for now before I end up doing something I'm going to regret. The market has paid off to the buy side as well. A lot of times I like to stay with whatever side seems to be paying. Although, look at this move. Well, that number one signal paying off nicely here on the Raptor, coinciding with the Falcon trend change signal and the first micro macro cross lower. The 72.50 was near yesterday's highs, which is probably why we ended up bouncing from there. Not the overnight highs, mind you, yesterday's highs. Ooh, okay, I'm late on this one. This one just kind of ran past me. I was going to treat it like a late filter entry signal because the trend line was only out of sync for a single bar. But it's now ran past me, so I need to let it go. Just spotted that a little bit too late. You could, well, it's not quite a hard edge bounce. There's a little bit too much removed here from the trend line. The price a little bit too far away from the trend line. It's just your regular follow-up signal happened to coincide with the late filter entry. And now my Bollinger Suite getting bullish again. What's up with that? the trend line on the Falcon getting bullish, so are we going to see another bull move now? Almost looks that way. We're still bearish on the Eagle and the Raptor, but your Hawk and Falcon becoming a little bit more aggressive. And that would go to the short-term trend. If we're anticipating 3 days up in the form of a pullback, this could be it. Or not. Here we go, bouncing around a little bit, a green bar sell. We're not really in sync across the board, though, are we? The Hawk, well, conflicted. The Falcon trying to get bullish, beginning to waffle. The Eagle and Raptor both in sync, but given what I'm seeing on the other two charts, a second push entry might be advisable if you're looking to take advantage of this number 3 signal. And here we come with a number 2 signal to reverse now. We're still trading within yesterday's zone. These numbers should sound fairly familiar to you. We spent a little bit of time around the 72.20 zone. Looks like that's the case today as well. All right, we're getting another trend change here to the upside. I'll go back here to the Falcon. And the signal's already printed. I would like to get in a little bit earlier, but I may have to get my delayed entry. Okay, and we'll try it again. We'll try taking it back up to the primary resistance line. You can see we're hovering here around the median line. Okay, let's see a little giddy up. Come on. Oh, no, Not much love here right now, holding up at this 70, just before 72.34. That's partly why I was looking to try to get this earlier entry, which I missed. I was a little bit afraid of that maybe my entry was too far away. Okay, well, I'll roll up my stops below this bar that's fighting to get bullish. Yeah, I didn't hold out a whole lot of hope for that once it bounced off of this, made this little double high. Had I gotten in earlier, the trade would have worked out, but you know, funny thing, we've got a little bit of a sideways range going on now. Let me just throw my just in case order to short down here. And you got to be careful when you start doing this, because you're going to start to feel like you're chasing the market around, because you probably are. Well, you could draw your trading range as big as that. What I'm thinking is this was the test, like the breakout of the low. This was the retest. It failed. It failed to go higher as well, right? It broke the upside. It should have gone higher. If it fails to go higher, maybe, just maybe, it will try to go lower instead. So we were looking yesterday at 7,200 was a big number. So let's see if the market does not go back now to 7,200. Come on, get below those lows. You can do it. You can do it. Look at that, another breakout. The market may be interpreting this as the sideways trading range now. In which case, this is the breakout, this is the retest. I can bring my stops in here. If you wanted to be really aggressive on this trade, you could plan for a reverse. And to do that, you just click on there. You can change your values and click your check mark. So now you'll have two buy orders, one squaring up your first position, and then the other one taking you long. Now, reversal trades, I don't usually recommend them. I know you've seen me do a few of them here the last couple of weeks. Problem with reversal trades is you add insult to injury. Not only do you get tagged out taking a loss on one side, you open yourself up to a loss on the other side as well. Especially if the market is stuck in a sideways range, as this one appears to be. They just can't seem to get it going on. It looks like all the ducks are in the row, and then the market starts bouncing. No, it's not going to work out. We're back here to the hard edge. See, it's the whole test retest thing, right? The market broke out. Here's the retest. It should have broken through on that side. It did not. We got ourselves a sideways market right now. I like the one and done idea. Get your one trade in. Yeah, you see, here's the problem with trying to reverse on a trade. Back and forth, back and forth. So you get tagged not one way, but two ways, and you start to suspect that, I bet I'm over trading, and you would be right. This is actually what led me to develop the idea of a trade quota. If anybody wonders, Eric, why do you say you only trade like 2 or maybe 3 times a day? This is what led to that. I got tired of getting tagged on reversals, only to get tagged on a reverse again. And I thought, how am I going to fix that? Well, the easiest way to fix it is to obviously limit the number of times that you're going to trade in a day. All right, things not cooperating right now. We're going to put the brakes on everything. I would have thought the market would be more bullish. But they're very content in this whole region around 72.20, 72.40. Because we've spent a whole lot of time here. All right, well, we'll just wait. Go ahead, check your emails or watch a YouTube video. All right, now we're going to try the top end of this trading range. Okay, if you don't see it, this is sort of what the trading range looks like. You don't need to be too precise about these things. What we're looking for is we're looking for the breakout and the retest. This is the breakout. This would be a more reliable entry than the last two that you saw me do. And I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I get a little carried away here. I know I shouldn't feel pressure to show you stuff, but you know, just sitting here doing nothing, saying nothing, I feel like people are expecting me to point out stuff, and sometimes there just isn't anything to see, anything to do. So I'll try to be a little bit more selective. What I'm looking at now, since I have the bear break, I would like to see a couple of bearish bars down, and then that would enable me to set a buy order for where the sellers are likely to fail. Now, in hindsight, we had a couple of bear bars here. They weren't back-to-back bear bars. I prefer to see it like this. Very often when you get just a single bar, here it is in reverse. When you get just a single bar, the market will keep going the other way. Well, here's another one. It hasn't necessarily committed. The Falcon already with a buy signal. The Hawk already with a buy signal. We're going to produce a early #1 signal here on the Raptor. Early in the sense that the trend line's not fully crossed yet. And we're losing steam again. Well, they're thinking about it anyway. No, maybe not. No, it doesn't look like they're all that serious about it right now. But what this has done is I now have a place where I can set my buy order. And I essentially have the market in a bracket. So we've had established a little bit of a sideways range. We've seen the breakout to the short side. This is now the retest, even though we've drifted well into the middle of the trading range, which tends to weaken the retest a little bit. But even so, we haven't exceeded a significant swing high. We have had a minor one here. But we've got the market cornered. If it continues higher or lower from here, it should actually produce a decent trade. So I will set my high probability targets in anticipation. Here we go. I'll turn my chart trader back on. You can see, I suspected that the trend was breaking down given what was going on earlier. Even though we were in trend mode, the market was a little bit ahead of the curve. We're in swing mode, moving into scalp mode. Well, I think we're pretty close to already being there. The market just chopping back and forth, back and forth. Okay, more of the back and forth. We'll just have to wait them out. Yeah, I would say we are in full-on scalp mode here. But it does seem as though our parameters are well set as well. So far, price is really respecting this zone. Wow, they're really stuck. I hesitate even to place these orders. There is zero follow through. Well, if things don't shape up by the bottom of the hour, we may just close up shop here, and I bet I can get a good tea time. Well, at least something's going on in the Russell and gold. Paul says gold is up and the Russell is selling off. The YM is very choppy. That's the mini Dow. We're we're obviously without trend. Like I said, we'll hang on until the bottom of the hour here, but I can't see it doing much. Well, what do you guys think? Do we want to sit here and watch it go back and forth some more? I'm not real crazy about that idea. Well, let's stay with it just a little bit longer. Ray, you're a better man than I. Ray says, we can call it a day. I did not have a trade, and I see sideways getting more and more and more. So I will see you in the Friday rabbit hole. I agree. I don't think there's a whole lot going on here. We'll see what's going on tomorrow. We may trade tomorrow, and I may start alternating the rabbit hole Fridays, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. Until then, yeah, be careful out there. We'll see you Friday. Talk to you soon.